Hello, welcome back to the channel. We continue reviewing the Understanding Construction Drawings textbook. And this video is about Unit 27 decks. So, wood decks are used to extend the living area of a house to the outdoors, and a deck may be a single level platform or it may be a complex structure with several levels and shapes. Nearly all wood decks are made of wood planks or synthetic planks made to simulate wood laid over joists or beams. The planks are laid with a small space between them so rainwater does not collect on the deck. Refer back to the textbook, please, because that is critically important to understand uh, what we're talking about. So videos are not enough. You need to see how it is graphically represented. So the same construction methods are used for decks and porches and for other parts of the house. The parts of deck construction that require special attention or that were not covered earlier in our previous units, 1 through 27, they are discussed here in this unit. So let us talk a little bit about the deck support. The deck must be supported by stable earth, and the support must also extend below the frost line in cold climates. The most common method of support is by concrete columns with metal post anchors. And a typical metal post anchor is fastened to the concrete pier while keeping it from contacting the concrete in order to prevent decay. So, all wood used in the construction of a deck should be pressure treated with a chemical to prevent such decay. And also refer to the sections here. You can see how that is constructed. Also, there are metal post anchor photographs, so you can see how that looks in reality. And there's number of products made from combination of wood fibers and synthetic materials or plastics that may be used for decks and other outdoor structures. These products, called composites, are not affected by weather, moisture, or termites, and they can generally be worked with ordinary carpentry tools and fasteners. And with all products, of course, please refer to the manufacturer's instructions. Decks are usually included on the floor plans for the house, and the floor plans show the overall dimensions of the decks and the location of posts, piers, and other support. Typical the post or pier support a beam or girder, which in turn supports joists. And the beam may be solid wood or built up wood. The joist can be butted against or rested on top of the beam in any of the ways that we discussed in the framing unit. So please refer back to those if you would like to get more details. Let's talk about anchoring the deck. The most common ways of doing that are the following. So, if the deck is at the same level as the house floor, the deck joist can be cantilevered from the floor joist. In this case, blocking is required between the joists. In case if the deck is secured with anchor bolts in a concrete foundation, the anchor bolts must be positioned when the foundation is poured. If the deck is to be added to an existing concrete wall, anchors made for this purpose can be inserted into drilled holes. There are many different types of anchors, and only those that are rated for this should be used to fasten the deck to the house. And again, there are sections showing three different methods of anchoring the deck to the house. The anchor bolts or through bolts hold a joist header. The deck joists either rest on top of the header or butt against that. If the joists butt against the header, they are supported by joist hangers or a ledger strip. Although all deck framing should be built of pressure-treated lumber, it is still important to prevent water from collecting on top of the header. And this can be done by cementing flashing into a curve or a saw cut in the concrete wall or with caulking. Let's mention the railings here as well because it's an essential part of the deck. Most decks have a railing because they are several feet from the ground, and although railings are available in ready-to-install form, the architectural style of most wood decks call for a carpenter-built wood or composite railing, and the simplest type of railing is made of uprights and two or three horizontal rails. The uprights are bolted to the deck frame and the rails are bolted, screwed, or nailed to the uprights. The style of the railing and the hardware involved are usually indicated on the detail drawings. So that was it for our Unit 27. That was it for the decks. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in Unit 28.